Hey, um, well, no, nothing's up really. I wanted to talk to you about something at some point. Not like a huge rush or something. It's just, when you can. No, rush or anything. I was basically just thinking, like, how long have we been roommates now? And I feel like we hang out occasionally, but I guess. Sorry, the reason I'm so kind of aware that I have a lot of things running through my head right now, but the thing I wanted to say to you is that we've had a lot of, different things going on, and we haven't really been able to hang out, but I really enjoy hanging out, and I would like to do it more. Do what more? Hang out? I just said, what? Anyway, look. I guess I've been thinking a lot about my priorities, and, well, obviously there's a lot of things go on, real life, etc., but spending some more time with you is on my list. And I know it's obviously me, asserting that priority onto you, but it would be cool. I'd really like to spend more time together, so. What am I doing right now? Not much, just recording something. But, I can do that later. Why, are you free now? You got about 15 minutes? Oh, okay. Well. Tell you what's on my mind. It's a lot of stuff, honestly. I don't want to bore you too much with it. Just a lot of, I suppose, a lot of politics stuff, a lot of personal stuff, like memories or times I wish I'd done things differently or whatever. Yeah, I'm just having one of those periods where I've had a few days of all these different thoughts running around in my head, and I need to kind of process them, I suppose. It's not a bad thing, it's just a lot, and I feel like I've been drifting along, especially after COVID and all that. And it's so easy to just get caught up in what you're supposed to be doing next, and getting back on your feet, or going back to the office, or whatever it is, that you kind of forget what it is you want to do. You know what I mean? And I sit and look around and look at my job and think, really? This is what I, office work and Zoom meetings and spreadsheets and all this kind of stuff. And I sit there and going, well, a few things. One, if ChatGPT is anything to go by, AI can start doing all this craps. And, but also I find it very hard to believe that this is the best thing I could be doing with my time. And when you sit there and you kind of just survive, and you consume media, social media or TV or even books or whatever you want to pick, but whatever you do to distract yourself from the fact that you're not doing what you want to do, And so I sit there at work the last few days and I just sit and think, why am I here? Not existentially, not why am I here in the universe or whatever, but why am I here in this job? Surely there's some way I could do more to actually do more, right now I'm just a expendable cog in a machine. You know, maybe it's not the way I should be thinking or whatever and all that stuff, but realistically, if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, they'd have my job filled in 2 weeks. And the show would go on. So, I guess it's maybe an ego thing, but I kind of want to do something where if I got hit by a bus, it would mean there's nothing that can replace me. And realistically, that's almost untrue of virtually anything. Unless you're one of the mega wealthy who can just fund their own passion projects. You know, I can't sit there and go, oh, what if we really worked hard on hydrogen cars or something, because I don't have the billions and billions of investment to try and make that work. But I do think that it's it's an interesting position some people are in. You know, the uber wealthy, where they can chase whatever they want to chase. And most people kind of just survive, really. I almost wonder if most people, you know, if you won the lottery, what would you do the next day? Okay, you quit your job, you'd go buy your friends some drinks or whatever, you might buy a fancy car or whatever kind of very materialist thing you would do, because that's sort of what what we're taught. Money equals things, right? But it's not just that, it's money equals opportunity. To be uber wealthy is to be able to choose exactly what you want to do with every waking minute. And yeah, see, that's what I mean. This is pretty much me stream of consciousness, just throwing, you know, my thoughts out. So, you don't mind? See, I told you we should hang out more. Because if I wasn't just rambling, I could make this a lot more coherent. But, I can't speak for how you felt when you were a kid. For all I know, you were like the pint-sized Antichrist. But I was curious, naive, smart, bad at socializing, but most of all, good-hearted. I didn't see why I shouldn't help people just for the sake of helping people. Like, if I can do it, and it's not, you know, something unbelievably ridiculous to ask me to do, like donate my organs while I'm still alive, then why shouldn't I do it, you know? And it feels like the more you get pushed into the adult world, the less that makes sense. Because you get it drilled into you that everyone's got to be out for themselves. Especially in the business world at times. So you end up, you know, assuming people don't want to help you, assuming that people, you know, would steal your wallet if they could get away with it. And my problem is that as much as I can see things like that sort of pan out, at the end of the day, I don't really see why there can't be people like me, or I'm supposed to believe that no one else feels the way I feel, believe that everyone is this almost kind of pathological liar or manipulative person, someone who shouldn't be trusted, someone who will only hurt you with the opportunity. Or you can't just believe that there are people out there who just want good things to happen to other people. So I sit and I think about this job and I say, well, maybe the best thing I could do would be to have some way to reach out to people and say, hey, the cynical stuff you hear, and it's not just left or right politically, it's not just vying philosophies, it's literally just, you know, people get hurt And they turn that hurt into the lesson of don't trust again. And I think that's the wrong lesson. Because deep down, past everything else that's been built on those foundations when I was a kid, I'm still good-hearted. And I still just really want to help people. For a really crummy analogy. It's like I'm a good egg in an unrefrigerated world. But slowly, and that's what I've been thinking about really at the end of the day, the last few days, is it's so slow that you don't see it happening. You don't notice yourself changing, but you do change, and the way you treat people changes, and the way you know, if someone's looking at you on a bus, you don't smile back, you look down and look away, you are just different. Yeah, the old thing about you stare long enough into the void and it stares back into you, it changes you. Now I look in the mirror, and not only do I not know who I am, I can't remember who I was very well. Not really. All I know is where I am, and it's hard to remember the wide eyes and the optimism of childhood. It's hard to remember when when it was just fun to try. When losing didn't matter, and when you didn't have such an ego about your own abilities. When every new thing was a chance to explore and to maybe find something you would love rather than something to be feared or shunned or... The one thing I do know for sure is that no matter what happens, I know that where I am right now is not where I want to be 6 months or a year from now. I want to be doing something that helps people. I want to be honest with the people around me. I know where I am isn't right. And I know that a lot of the ways that we're told to think, or come to think maybe, depending how cynical you want to be, I guess. But a lot of the way that we get molded is to be less like that caring child and more standoffish overall. And while, yeah, you need to protect yourself from people who are going to abuse that good nature, it doesn't mean you lock it away forever. And that's kind of what I've been doing. And, you know, part of being good-natured, I think, is telling the truth. And when I step back and I see how kind of frail all these mental constructs are, how obviously false some of the things I not necessarily believe consciously, but allow myself to act as if they're true. That people are all only out for themselves, that no one is capable or willing to trust, that no one is capable or willing to form real relationships, and no one's willing to be vulnerable, willing to be themselves in any serious way. That we all just get told what to think and what to say, that your mindset is told to you from an early age and from whatever political groups you join, and what you think about things are defined before you even heard them because you're told what you're going to think about them. I miss just being a kid, and when you get told something, you think about it and you go, I think this, or I think that. And sure, those views might have been simplistic, but at least they were honest, and they weren't predefined by an agenda. Or when you said to somebody that you liked them when you were a kid. One of the funny things with kids that people forget is kids are brutally honest. They don't tend to hide things or shy away from things. They'll just tell you if they don't like you, they don't like you. And if they do, they do. I know kids aren't perfect. I know I wasn't a perfect kid, but I know this isn't right either. So yeah, I step back, I think about all this, and I think, well, maybe the best way to find yourself again is to think what you really want. And it's not an easy question to answer. I know I don't like this job. I know I want to do something that helps people. And then I know the number one thing that I haven't been able to get in my head the last few days, the number one thing that runs around and around and around, the number one thing I want, as corny as this is you. Is you, because the thing that got me even thinking this way in the first place is seeing you smiling and not being able to half run across the room and pull you into my arms the way I want to. And I get that if that's not what you want, I'm never going to act on it. I don't want to make things awkward or anything, but yeah, I shall try to avoid overly uncouthly gushing all about you, but if I'm honest with myself, the one thing I absolutely definitively know is that you're the most amazing person I've ever met, that you remind me in just little things. In the way you'll smile when you send a text to your mum, or the way you frown when a bill comes in. There's all these little details or your little foibles that I get to see and I don't react to honestly. And one of those things about the childhood's, whimsy, I guess, is the ability to honestly react to whatever's presented to you. And with you, it's just well, my heart sings whenever you're around. The only thing I know I want is you. And that's your... well, that's your 15 minutes, isn't it? Boy, I really just went off on a tangent. Are you okay? I hope you're not teary because you don't want me around as a Okay. That's the best moment of my life now. Well, having just ranted for about 15 minutes straight, suddenly I can't think anymore. If you need to go, or well, now I really I'm struggling to concentrate on anything. Want to go to your room? Sure. Hey, can you just do me a favor quickly? Can you pinch my arm? Ow. Okay, well, apparently it's not a dream. Not really sure why it's supposed to work, but anyway,